This program is sponsored by KM Radio Productions, LLC.
This is a production of kmmedia.pro. Welcome back to Positive Talk Radio. Our goal is simple: to explore evolving ideas one conversation at a time. So come on over into our world. I know you'll like it, because on today's show, boy, have we got a good one for you today. We feature Matthew Stapley. He is here. He's a psychic medium. He is famous all over the country. And also Dana Parker is with us from Inner World Movement. And we're going to have just a great show. It's one of those shows I really like because I could just say, and next up, our caller is, and then I shut up for 10 minutes. It works out perfectly for me.
It's true.
So, Nathan, how are you?
I'm doing well, Kevin. Happy the rain is back. And by any chance, were you snoring last night?
I'm sorry.
It's raining, it's pouring, and some old man out there is snoring.
Well, I will tell you that that's why I live alone. Because I hate when I was younger to go to bed, with my wife in our king size bed, and then I would wake up and she would be gone because she wanted to actually sleep and stuff. So it's one of those things that it just happens. So
you called it, Nathan. You called it.
Exactly. So Matthew, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing? Thanks for having me back on your show.
Oh, yes, I tell you what, it's so much fun, and you are so gifted with what you do. And you were telling us, you can always tell somebody by the level of their success because you opened up your calendar and it filled in 11 minutes. And that is just remarkable.
Thank you. It was intense. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I bet.
Freaked me out a little bit, but I appreciate that. Thank you.
And so I hope you got some rest because I'm afraid that we're going to be very busy today.
I did get some rest, so I'm ready to go.
Oh, very good. Well, this is one of those shows I really like because I don't have to do much, and Dana and Matthew are going to work together with our guests, our callers, and we've already got a couple lined up, and so I think that as soon as Nathan's available to make the switch over, because he's also surprisingly enough, he's on the phone talking to somebody else. So, Nathan, are we? And he's typing now. So, but Nathan, we might as well just jump in and take calls right away, don't you think?
We are ready to take our calls, and we do have full phone lines right now. So when somebody hangs up their call, that will be your cue to dial 425-373-5527. We also have a toll-free line at 1-888-298-5569. Let's get the show on the road. Our first caller is Caprice, calling from North Carolina.
Hello, Caprice. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're awesome, thank you. I'm so lucky that Matthew is here and Dana's here and you're here, and we're going to have a great time.
I'm so excited. I can't believe I got through. Thank you.
Yay.
You were the early bird catching the worm, as it were.
Yeah.
Okay, so Matthew's right there.
What can we do for you today, Caprice?
Hey, Matthew. I was just wondering if you can pull any message out in the atmosphere for me. My question that is at my heart is I was wondering if you might be able to tell me what my mom was wanting to talk about with me before she passed that we didn't have the opportunity to do.
All right, we can definitely give it a whirl and see what happens. So let me tune into your energy here.
Okay.
All right. So as I'm stepping into your energy, first, I just want to touch base on your aura colors that I can see around you because I like them. First of all, I think they're awesome, worth talking about. So when I was stepping into your energy field, I could see a lot of orange, yellow, and blue around you. And blue to me is a color that I get to see fairly frequently. And to me, it represents healing energy. It represents being somebody who can hold space for the growth of others. The orange was interesting to me because it was all around your solar plexus and your throat both. And the solar plexus is like our health, vitality, strength, willpower, and the throat is our ability to communicate. And orange to me is about breakthroughs. It's about overcoming obstacles that have to do with our empowerment and our ability to voice our opinions and what we want and need and all of that. So those three colors are really, really positive. The other color that I could kind of see in the edges of your energy was a lot of yellow. And yellow to me is about moments of pause, like not true stagnancy, but moments where everything in our life just quiets and we just kind of want to go within ourselves and not really necessarily be hugely part of the world around us. Now, when I'm asking for your mother to step forward, I do get a female spirit coming forward very slowly, but she is coming forward. And whether it's your mother or somebody else, I will do my best to bring through a message. So the first thing that I can feel as this woman stepping in is I can't really take a deep breath. So to me, that usually means that there were issues in her lungs or with her breathing or in the chest area. And then the other thing that I could feel was right on the front right side of my head, like my brain started to feel zappy. So I think she may have had, whoever this is, had more than one physical issue leading up to her passing. Personality wise, I feel like this person comes through with a lot of love. I feel like she was a very sensitive person. I feel like she also had a heck of a lot of strength is in the way that I think she was very resourceful and very, very resilient. And I don't think that her life was particularly easy, but I feel like she was a very, very strong person. Can you understand that as anybody that has passed?
Yeah, it actually could be my mom. That very, because she was very strong and independent and not an easy life. The head part, I'm not sure of. I always thought that she died from a heart condition. I wasn't aware of anything in her head, but it could be. It could be.
All right, well, let's see if I can answer your question. So the question was, and I always look when I'm doing a reading, like 90% or more of the information has to be accurate for me to continue. And I think other than the head thing, it sounds like it fits. So let's
nailed everything else so far. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's see if we can connect with her. So I'm asking, what did she want to talk to you about? What did she want to, this is going to sound really, really strange. But she's not giving me like any major thing. She's giving me this feeling that like, the way that she's describing to me is kind of almost funny, but she's talking about like, when you see a really good deal for something on TV and you want your friends to know about it. So you call them. It's something like that. She's giving me this feeling of mental cloudiness and this feeling of like wanting to talk to you about something. It felt very important to her, but she's giving me this feeling that in hindsight, it wasn't necessarily that important. And I wish that I had a deeper answer for you, but she's giving me this feeling that it was like not super crazy important. Now, that said, she does have another message for you. And the message is talking about your life path. And she's saying that you are on the verge of a new chapter within your path. She's giving me this feeling of November being a really fresh start for you. And she says that she's excited about this for you. She's also talking about another woman who's alive that is connected to you that is distant. So whether it's emotional distance or physical distance or both, she says this person will come back towards you or towards family in the month of December, right around the 27th. And she says to be patient with this person as they step back into your life. So I'm not really sure who she's talking about. Other than that, it will be somebody who has been distant or emotionally disconnected returning. And I feel like it will be a positive thing, but patience will be required.
Okay. Wow. Well, that's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah,
right.
I think you've got a good path ahead. And you'll have to let us know who that was when it happens in December.
I will. I watch your show all the time, so I will type it in there, so I'll let you know.
Awesome. That sounds good. Thank you for calling in. Oh, Dana, did you have anything you wanted to add?
I think what I wanted to and what I sensed and felt into was her deep love for you. She really did have a very deep love for you. And that's kind of the feeling I got as she was passing. And is that it was like, it's such an honor to have been your mother. That's the feeling.
Well, thank you for that. There was always some, she wasn't, how do you describe it? The kind of person who showed emotions very often.
Yeah.
So that meant a lot, actually, to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for calling in.
And
all right. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you, Caprice. And that's why we have the two of you together, because it's kind of like a toast with a little bit of jam on it. It's like We have the staple, and then we've got just a little bit extra flavor. I think it's just awesome. So that does open up a phone line. Nathan, tell them how they can get on.
They can call us at 425-373-5527 or toll free at 888-298-5569. A line is now open. So if you've been trying to call us and getting like a busy signal or not getting through, now is the time. We'll get you in. All right, let's go ahead and take our next caller. We're going to head up north to Canada for a few callers now. We have Chris calling from Canada. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, thanks so much for having me on. Appreciate it.
You betcha, Chris.
Yeah, welcome.
Hey, I recognize that handsome voice. How are you, Chris?
Good. How are you, Matt?
Good, thanks. What can we do for you?
Well, first of all, thanks a lot for taking the time. I don't really have a specific question. I was just hoping that if somebody wanted to come forward and tell me something that I might need to know, that might be what I want to know, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to tune into your energy and we'll see what we get. So as I'm stepping into your energy field, I want to talk a little bit about big changes. So they're showing me my symbol for very quick change. And this is a tornado, which I know sounds terrifying, but really I promise it's a neutral symbol, as scary as it might sound. But the tornado is showing up in January for you, right in the last 2 weeks of January. And they're showing me that this will largely be around work or career path. And this is coming more from your spirit guides rather than a loved one. But they're showing me big changes around your business, around career in the last 2 weeks of January. They're saying a decision will have to be made. They're showing me a fork in the road. And so I feel like this is a decision about not really what you're offering so much as where you're offering it. So it could be an opportunity to move the location of your work or to add something new to it. I feel really good about this. I'm also being shown a mother figure who's on Earth that will be going through some health issues right around that same time. But I'm being told that it's important that she knows that everything is going to be okay, that she's going to fully overcome whatever problem this is, and also very, very quickly. They're showing me big changes for her as well. And they're saying that these changes are coming from within. So these are mental, emotional changes. They're saying that she may feel a little bit, no, I don't want to use the word lost, but uncertain of what path to take or what she should be focusing her energy on. And I'm being shown that right now she's just supposed to focus on actually just like day-to-day stuff, staying mindful, bringing herself whatever she needs within her life for healing or peace or both of those things. And then a new path will present itself around February or March. And then she will have something to act on that feels very concrete. So that's what I get when I tune in generally for you.
That's amazing. That's really awesome. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
My pleasure. It was nice to hear your voice.
Absolutely, Matt. Thank you.
I would love, if I can, to just add some things that I'm sensing as I tune in. I want to share, as I'm tuning into all of your support and guides around you, like, you are the message that keeps coming through. And there's so many thoughts and ideas, but you're such an incredible individual that brings so much light and goodness into the world, just your presence. And a reminder that your words have so much power in the people around you, that your words, and it's so interesting that I feel emotional, how beautiful, you're so loved, you're so supported, and you are very influential in your interactions in this world. And so just a reminder that your presence and your words and your heart really do matter in this life and make a huge difference and in contribution to good.
That's totally amazing. I really appreciate you guys' time, and it's pretty inspirational. So thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for calling in, Chris.
Yeah.
Thanks for all you do, Chris.
Thank you, guys.
I just want to say something really quick, but because I know we've got a lot of callers, but Chris is somebody that I've known for a long time, and the amount of good things that he does, like Dana was so spot on, the amount of good things he does for the community, that he's helped like people with homelessness. He's helped people with hair donations for cancer, like a million things. This guy is one of the most community-minded people I've ever met in my entire life, and he runs a beautiful barbershop called King's Own here in Ottawa, and he is worth even just stopping in to say hello to.
Yeah.
One of the most vibrant people anybody could ever hope to meet.
Yeah. When I tuned into him, it was incredible. Almost like it was just an honor to be present with him in this moment. And it's so interesting to have had that experience. And I love people. I mean, I can love almost anyone I meet, but that was profoundly beautiful. And it was an honor to connect with him today. So thanks for that.
Well, Matthew, when you're here, we're going to have to get Dana a box of Kleenex to have.
Yeah, I know. That's what it seems like.
I'll email her some.
Nathan, we're continuing down the hit parade. That does open up a phone line, and we're going to fill it here in a second, but go ahead.
Our phone number is 425-373 or 5527 to fill up that phone line, or toll free at 1-888-298-5569. Let's take our next caller, June, calling from Prince Edward Island in Canada. Welcome to the show, June. You're live with Kevin, Dana, and Matthew.
Hey, June.
Hi, Matthew.
Hey, June. How are you?
Amazing what I'm hearing. I'm good, thank you. I was just wondering if you could tune into what's coming up for me on the work front. Maybe mom and dad have some suggestions on if I'm on the right path.
Yeah, let's take a look. So let me tune into your energy.
Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, my pleasure. All right. So work. Okay. So immediately I'm being brought into a few different time periods coming up. So one is November, so next month. The other one is like a window of time between January and the end of March. So these two time periods, I see the potential for significant change in those times. November is interesting because they're showing me a feeling of being caught in the grind. So what that means is just in routine and not being able to break out of it. It doesn't feel bad, but what they're showing me is that within you, I see new ideas coming at that time. I can also see a woman whose name starts with like a CH sound. So it could be Charlene, Cheryl, somebody like that. I don't necessarily know it's somebody who's even close to you, but I see this person in front of you before the end of November, and they're giving you some kind of suggestion as to what you could do to shift your work life. And then that January to March period is what I'm actually excited about, because that's where I see change. They're saying that you're going to have a new opportunity that will sort of show up, I think, as a result of your hard work. And you will have a decision to make around that before the end of March, because this decision will bring with it a huge amount of change, possibly as far as changing where you're living. Like it might even be changing, like moving out of Prince Edward Island or something like that. I see a lot of potential to shift things. The other time frame that I got was June of 2023, and that's another opportunity for change. That one's a really, really big one. The only thing I'm not clear on is if you have to go through the January to March opportunity in order to get to the June one. I honestly can't tell. But if you get into June of next year, that opportunity for work or whatever is really, really amazing. They're wanting to talk a little bit about your caring for yourself, like your self-care and things like that. They're saying that there's a lot of drain in your energy field. And this, I think, is partially from just the state of the world. Like, I don't know if you've looked out your window recently, but it's a little intense. Part of it is that it's an empathic drain. The other part of it, I feel, is healing or clearing up things from the past. And these past things, it's not just one thing. It's a whole bunch of little tiny things. And I feel like you've actively, especially probably subconsciously, been clearing these things up over the last year. And so that also feels like it's taking a little bit of your energy. But by the end of November, I see that process as being complete. I can feel a man around you that passed from something that spread through the body or moved around. So usually cancer will feel like that for me. And I feel like he was a very gentle soul. I feel like he was somebody that was fairly introverted. I get a feeling that he was all heart, even though I think he was very intelligent, had a strong mind. I think he felt everything at a deep level. And I also want to say this man does not feel ultra elderly to me at his time of death. So I don't place him in his, like late 90s or something. I think he was a bit younger than that. But whoever he is, he's around you and he's sending you a lot of love. He's also showing me him walking along it's near water, but it's almost like a cliff, and he's showing me walking along this cliff, and he's got a big beautiful white dog with him. I'm not sure where the dog would fit into this. It could be symbolic, just representing loyalty, but he is walking this dog along this cliff, and I can see the sun coming up over the water, and I just feel like my heart is expanding and filling with 1,000,000 pounds of love. And the last thing is going to sound really weird, June, but he's showing me a jar of pennies, and as you know and I know, pennies don't exist in Canada anymore. They're showing me a jar of coins or a jar of pennies. I'm not sure what to do with it, but I will I will give it to you anyway.
It's from my mother.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
My father had it.
Okay, awesome. So it's something that you can relate to. He's definitely with you, definitely around you,
And
definitely.
we gave it to sick kids.
Oh, beautiful. I really love that. The last thing I'm getting, sorry, he's wanting to talk about mold issues either in your space or the space of a family member, like physical house. If somebody's been having lung issues, I would recommend checking that out as a possible cause.
Say that again. Lung issues.
Yeah, if somebody's been having lung issues, he's saying to check the house for mold as a possible cause of this problem.
Mold. Oh.
Okay. Yeah, like in the walls or something.
Yeah.
Mold is nasty
And
stuff.
pump.
It is. Yeah. Well, thank you for calling in. Dana, did you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, just one thing that I felt to add is as you're cleaning and clearing up all those little things in your space, I kept getting this feeling to recommend binaural beats, and you can find those online, just on YouTube from Healing Binaural. It's BINAURAL. Binaural beats. BINAURAL.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you can find that on YouTube for healing and cleaning up some of those things, and that I've loved and seen great success for. So
perfect.
Well, thank you so much for giving us a call. I hope that helped you.
Yes, I'm sure it did, but the move's scary. If it happens.
It will be a choice. Don't worry. It's not like a have to thing, for sure.
Yeah.
All righty. Thanks so much for giving us a call.
Thanks for calling, June.
Have a great day, and we are still packed on the phone lines. Matthew, by the way, I want to do this a bunch of times today. Let's give out your information so that you can get even busier.
Oh, okay. People can find me primarily, honestly, on Facebook. I go live there mostly 5 days a week during the day, and twice a week most of the time at in the evenings. And it's facebook.com/Canadian Psychic, or you can search Matthew Stapley, or go to my website, matthewstapley.com. And I've started doing a new thing on my daily lives where people can write in a letter of either a spiritual experience, a paranormal experience, a concept they want to discuss, and we have this awesome big group discussion all about whatever it is that they write into. And if they don't want to leave their name, they can just pick a golden girl to be, and I'm more than happy with that.
I love that.
And Dana, your information, if somebody would like, you're an extraordinary intuitive coach, and you work with women to a great degree. If somebody would like to contact you, how do they do that?
Yeah, it's innerworldmovement.com is where you can find me.
And if you want to go to positivetalkradio.net and drop me a line, I can make sure that you get a hold of both of these people, because they really are important. As a matter of fact, you guys are so important that I just asked the boss, and the boss said we're going to go ahead and dispense with the commercials so that we can go commercial free, so that we can get as many people in to talk to you two as possible. So we're going to do that. By the way, I'm the boss, so I was a short conversation. So Nathan, we've got more people to talk to.
Lots and lots of people today. Let's go ahead and take their next caller. Still remaining in Canada is Serena. Welcome to the show, Serena. You're live with Kevin, Dana, and Matthew on Positive Talk Radio.
Hello,
hey, Serena.
I am so excited, Matthew. I'm such a big fan of yours. You inspire me every day. I just had a question. Just left general life work reading, maybe. Any message from my loved one?
Sure. Sorry. Can we go over that one more time? Because my headphones were a jerk for a second. So it was. Okay. I heard. Did you say love, life, career, and loved ones?
So just a general reading, maybe like a life
Oh,
work.
okay. Got it.
Yeah, and
All
just
right.
any messages from any loved ones.
Sure. Let's see what we get. All right. No problem. So the first thing I want to do, I want to talk about this red that I can see in your energy field. So red to me, depending on the shade, means completely different things. And you've got like at least two shades of red. So the first shade of red that I saw was over your heart center. And to me, it's a vibrant, beautiful red. And this is what I see as empathic ability. This is like when you're feeling everything from the world around you. The other red that I could see was around the edges of your energy field, especially in the lower part. And it was a dark red, which to me is like anxiety or feeling on edge or nervous or ungrounded. And I want to say that I see that red shifting in the not so distant future. They're saying that you've carried this color for about 4 or 5 years now, pretty intensely. So if the last 4 or 5 years have been a roller coaster of anxiety and WTFness, it wouldn't really surprise me at all. But they're showing me that this is going to shift really early in 2023. And I feel like you'll finally be able to take a deep breath and actually just, be present and not be so overwhelmed, which is good. They are showing me some significant change, especially in and after the spring of 2023. And a lot of these changes I feel have to do with even things at a physical level for you. So having more physical energy in your body, I see a realignment happening at that time where you actually feel your strength again and you can feel your empowerment again. And I just see all of that being really positive. So it's not really a specific life path prediction, but it is one saying that you are, you're not in any way far gone. You're absolutely heading through this challenge, but you are going to come out of it. And when you do, you're going to be in some pretty amazing shape. So I would say mark down March 28, 29 of 2023, because that's the specific date that I see this rebirth taking place for you. And it looks positive, really positive to me. Now, let's see if we can get anything else for you. I can feel a man stepping in, but this is weird because he's not stepping in right next to your energy, which is always puzzling for me when I have to try to interpret what that means, because sometimes it can mean that they either weren't that close to you, or it could mean they're coming through because you know somebody that knows them. So I'm just going to bring through the evidence and we'll see what comes through. So this man was not old at his time of passing. I could place him at middle-aged at the very most. So he could have been in his 40s or 50s or something like that. He's showing up with a very heavy heart on earth. So to me, that means he was very troubled emotionally. And I think mentally as well. I don't think it was troubled in terms of anger, but he's giving me a feeling of a lot of either like depression or really heavy things like that. He will not tell me what his cause of death is, which is strange because that's usually the first thing they'll show me. But he's giving me a cause of death that came on very quickly or very suddenly. He's talking about somebody named Sandy or Sandra. I know your name is Serena, but he's talking about someone named Sandy or Sandra who is important to him, as well as the dog Cujo, which I know is obviously Stephen King, but I believe he's referencing somebody who had a dog by that name on Earth. He's showing me the 19th of a month is important to him. So this could be birth, death, or something else is significant. So whoever this is, he's around you for some reason, Serena. But
wow.
like he's stepped just a little off to the side of you. So to me, that makes it hard to interpret. Can you understand somebody like that?
Yeah, you are amazing.
All right, let's see.
You got everything. 100%. Wow.
All right, let's see. Let's see.
You, Matthew.
Oh, you're welcome. Let's see what the message is.
And you're talking about my brother, and you're right. I'll send you a private message today, and I'll let you know.
Sure.
But that was amazing.
I would love to read it. Let me see what he wants to say. So the first thing that he's showing me is yellow flowers, which to me is always a symbol that I use for an apology. And when I'm asking him what the apology has to do with, he's talking about pushing people away. So like emotionally pushing people away or something like that, especially in the last part of his life. He wants you to know that he loves you very much. He's also taking responsibility for things he could not take responsibility for on Earth. And he's being very specific that he couldn't take this responsibility on Earth because of his mental emotional struggle. Like he could not see what he had done wrong. He's giving me this feeling that he was just wired a little bit differently than other people. So he wants to claim responsibility for causing a hardship or something. He's not really telling me what, but he is bringing this through. He's saying that there's an older...
You are so right. Spot on.
Oh, thank you. There's an older woman stepping forward beside him, and she comes in as either a mother or a grandmother figure. And I feel like on Earth, she, if I'm being totally honest, had two sides to her that were not, like, one was really positive and loving and one was not so positive and loving. And I feel like she would flip back and forth between these two almost personality styles. I feel like when she passed away, I get a really woozy feeling in my head. So to me, this is usually brain problems or mind problems. I don't think this is a particularly recent passing. She's also bringing me out into the middle of absolutely nowhere. So to me, this usually means like small town or country living or something like that. And she's saying that she's sending you ancestral healing, so healing to do with difficulties passed from one generation to another. And she says that this is where your over responsibility comes into play, where you just want to take responsibility for everything that happens, even things you have no control over. There could literally be a tornado in like China and you will somehow relate it to it being your fault. And she says, and I'm being sarcastic with that or exaggerating, but she says that
no, I get it. I totally get this.
Okay, good. She says that she's sending you healing so that you no longer feel the need to take this responsibility. Now, the last thing I have for you is another man that's coming forward that passed away from kidney problems or something in his lower back is where I'm feeling it, or that was at least an involvement in his time of death, because I also feel weird in my chest and it feels like heart lung. So I think he had two things going on. I also want to say that on Earth, this man may have struggled either with addictions or something similar to that, because I can smell alcohol, which is just a symbol for addiction. And he's coming forward and he says that he's so grateful for the family that he had on Earth. Even though he sometimes had trouble letting his walls down, he always felt loved and he always tried to show love to other people. He's also bringing me to the months of March as well as the month of May is important to him. So again, that could be birth, death, or two other significant events, but he sends a lot of love. And he says that you're going to get, and I'm not saying you just got a new bedspread or you're about to, but whatever that is, there's happiness and joy around it. Sounds random, but that's what's coming in.
Wow.
And Serena, I mean that was a lot. So
you know, and everything that I thought of Matthew, you got my grandmother, my dad, and my brother.
Awesome.
Wow.
And so
that's amazing.
If you can't remember if you can't remember everything that you just heard, you can always go to, and it'll be up by the first part of the week, positivetalkradio.net, and get the audio. And you can go to our YouTube page, which is Positive Talk Radio on YouTube, and you'll be able to watch the entire show. So you can do that so that you can then have a pencil and a pen and a piece of paper so that you can write it all down.
Okay. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Matthew.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for calling us. And Dana, do you have anything you want to add?
There's a woman that's like one of your greatest cheerleaders. She's connected to you, I feel like a relative somehow, but she just keeps jumping up and down for joy, celebrating your life, celebrating you in times of need. She is like speaking in your ear, positivity, cheering you on, like encouraging you. So opening up your heart to her and letting those words inspire you. And she looks young to me, and she may even still be alive. I am not really sure, but
Dana, you got it. You got the fourth person. Oh my God.
She's like so happy to be your biggest cheerleader. It is like a soul fulfilling experience for her. So
okay, you guys confirmed everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you so much.
It was destiny.
It very much.
Thank you. And again, go to positivetalkradio.net and you'll be able to listen to this in its entirety. Again, Dana, you're awesome. Matthew, you are just incredible. And I'm going to make you come back all the time because you just really something.
It's so much fun.
I love
Matthew, when we get on this call together, all of a sudden my whole energy is like, let's play. Every time. It is the most, like, I cannot stop smiling over here because it's so much fun.
It is.
To participate with you.
Well,
so thank you. I love the man that you are and deeply value and appreciate what you do.
Oh, thank you. And likewise, I always think you and me work really well together. So we always have a good time.
Yeah. Is there a word for the metaphysical zoomies?
Ungrounded.
Nathan, I would really like us to take a call from, like, I don't know, maybe around here sooner or later. Do you think we could do that?
Well, we'll just need to grab our passport or enhanced driver's license because we are going to head back to our local Seattle and speak with Lynn. Welcome to the show, Lynn. You're live on Positive Talk Radio with Kevin McDonald, Dana Parker, and Matthew Stapley.
Hi, thank you. Hi, Matthew.
Hey, Lynn, how are you?
I'm good. I'm calling to see if you can get any messages from the other side for me.
All right, let's see what we get. Is there anything specific you want me to look at for you?
You mean on this side or the other side?
Either way. Either one.
Just general health.
General health? All right,
Yeah.
let's see. The reason I'm asking is I did not, right when I wrote your name down on my paper, I didn't get anyone jumping forward.
Oh, okay.
So let's see about your health. And obviously I have to start off by saying I'm not a doctor, but I will tell you what I see psychically for you. All right, so as I'm tuning into your energy field, so the first thing I want to say is I see a lot of various shades of blue around you, and blue to me is always healing energy. And this is happening on two levels, because I can see healing energy coming off of you, which means that you hold a healing vibration for the world around you. But I can also see like a deep blue coming towards you, which to me is healing at a physical level. A lot of it looks like it's going into your hip area, your legs, knees, and feet, and that part of your body. And so to me, this is talking at the very least, being able to bring support to yourself. But I think this is actually physical healing or regeneration that is happening in that area of the body. The other thing that I can feel, where I can feel it, is in my abdominal area. So like my GI system, I can also see the dark blue there as well. So if there are any issues that are happening, I do think that you're going to be able to overcome them. I'm not overly worried about your health. I feel like you're heading in a good direction, at least from a psychic perspective. Dana, what do you see?
When I tune into it, it feels this sense of your body is calling for peace, like peaceful music, peaceful, just peace, whatever the things in your life. Maybe you find some YouTube healing sounds, things like that, but that your body wants the sounds of peace, to bring that into your life regularly and daily, kind of as an act of self-love for your body and what it's doing for you. That's one of the biggest things that I tuned into.
Well, Matthew, you totally tuned into two physical problems that I've had right now. So I appreciate that. And then maybe my relatives are on a field trip.
I think they're around you, for sure. But them being around you and me being able to talk to them are two totally different things. That said, I do want to say that I feel like you got a ball rolling in August to do with your health that's actually a positive ball. So whether that was seeing a doctor at that time or whatever, I feel like you're on the right track for healing these issues. And I do see that at the end of January, beginning of February, like I could place it as the last week of January and or the first week of February. I do see you in front of a doctor at that time. And I feel like you're on the third and possibly the fourth floor, obviously not at the same time, of a medical building. And I feel like whoever that person is, they're going to have really good suggestions, especially with your knees or the leg stuff. I feel like they're going to offer you some way of helping it or fixing the problem or whatever. This feels like it's happening on more than one level. Like one area I can see is nerves. The other part that I can see is joints. So I see this issue being in more than one body system. But I do feel like whoever that doctor is or that medical practitioner is, they'll be able to give you some really amazing advice, opportunities, or something to repair this. And I think that you are going to, which is great.
Fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, room 203 and 304 to be specific in that building.
Oh, very good. I think she's gone. And we're going to run out of time if we're not very careful, because we also want Nathan to do some readings too, don't we?
Nathan totally needs to do some readings.
All right, let me read off this little thing here that says our next caller is Stacy in Edmonds on line 2. Welcome to the show, Stacy. You're live on Positive Talk Radio with Kevin McDonald and Matthew Stapley and Dana Parker.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you, all of you, for putting this show together today. It's really a joy to listen to.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, thanks for calling in. What can we do for you?
Well, I'm calling in. I want to know what my spirit guides think about a trip that I have scheduled to start tomorrow.
Ooh.
And I'm wondering what their input is.
Well, it's kind of late now.
Never too late. Okay.
Never.
Wow, that's true.
I'm kidding. Let me take a look.
I have been on the fence completely about the whole thing. So I'm like, I'm still on the fence.
Are there 2 stops or 2 locations in this trip?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm in the right energy of the question. So, I feel like, Stacey, I feel like it's going to be totally fine. Like I don't see any major crisis concerns, at least not that they're showing me, but they are showing me, when we can get excited about going somewhere, and then when we get there, we're like, wow, this is underwhelming a little bit. Like that, I'm getting a little bit of that from the second location. I don't feel like it's going to be a bad trip. I don't see anything bad happening. I see that good things will come from it, but it almost just feels like a little bit of tiredness. Like when you finally get on the road or you get, to these locations, you're kind of just like a little bagged. And that would be the only thing that I can see. I think it's still worth going for sure. I don't think it's going to be a terrible experience or anything like that. They're saying that one way to make the most of it is to allow yourself rest while you're traveling or while you're on this trip or at these locations. Allow yourself to shift your perspective on it. They're saying if you put more of a purpose to the trips, you're actually going to feel like a personal purpose to the trips. You're going to feel a lot better about them. So maybe have like a goal of some kind as you're going on this trip. It could be even something like, to reconnect with yourself or to take a breather from your day-to-day life or whatever. If you have like kind of a solid idea of what you want to accomplish, even if it's something just within yourself, that is going to change the energy of this completely for you in a very positive way.
Woohoo! I like that.
Awesome. What do you see, Dana?
There's one guide that's like, and if you want a little adventure, I can make some things happen for you. If there's any point in which you want a little adventure, it could be fun. And so putting that out there, and maybe just a little adventure that could be really enjoyable for your soul, really soul fulfilling joy, then you have a guide that's really willing and open.
Are you playing Gold of the matchmaker suddenly?
What's that?
I was just asking Dana if she was playing Golda the matchmaker.
I don't know. I was just listening, hearing.
No, okay.
Possibilities. And your intention is everything. I just feel like your guides are willing to do whatever your heart desires to support you.
Oh, they're so great. I appreciate hearing that part.
Mm-hmm.
May I ask one other question?
Of course.
Well, thank you for that. Well, so part of it is about my work, and then part of it is about I've been working to clear my kidneys over the last year, and just wondering what's going on in that arena, if I'm on the right track with that.
So do you know if it's particularly nephritis that you have going on in your kidneys, like swelling of the nephrons?
I apologize. I don't even know what nephritis is. It was a year ago. I had I've never had a kidney stone in my life. And then I've had some emotional stuff I've been working through over the last several years. And then I suddenly popped up with this ginormous kidney stone and I had it removed. It was removed easily. So
I do feel like again, not a doctor, but I do feel like there's still inflammation in your kidneys. But that said, I don't think it's permanent. I think you'll be able to fix it. I think that I would talk to a healthcare provider about what you're using to clear your kidneys, because I'm wondering if it might be something that's a little bit harsh for them or something like that.
Okay.
Like a doctor or a naturopath or somebody would know whether that was the case. But I do pick up on something about the left one feeling a little stressed. And I feel like I'm not afraid when I see it. I just I think that I would just double check whatever regimen you're using.
Okay.
So
I appreciate that feedback.
Might turn out to be totally fine and that you just need to keep doing it. But I do pick up on, I see red in the left kidney. So to me, that's just like a little bit of inflammation.
And
they
two things,
a lot of love.
Yeah, two things on an energetic, emotional level just that came through for me is one, maybe writing some letters to your kidneys, like really communicating, opening up that door of communication with your body, particularly your kidneys and your left kidney. like as if you're writing a letter to a friend and then listening to what it has to say back. That way you're working together as a team. And then the other thing is there's a book called The Secret Language of Your Body by Ina Segal. That is an incredible book that actually talks about energetically flushing and clearing your different organs, which is kidneys is one of them. So I highly recommend that book.
Oh, I have it. And do you know how many people I take photographs of the pages and send them off?
Oh, I love that book. I have 3 copies.
Today.
I have 3 copies to keep in different places because it's been an incredible book. So I'm so happy you have that. Awesome. Use it.
Me too. That is my universe speaking through you, saying, Stacy, you got it. So, okay, good. Thank you for that.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Stacy.
So much.
Have an awesome day.
Thank you.
And Nathan, we're going to have to hurry through now. So
we're getting short on time here. Probably got about maybe 4 minutes for each caller. But our next caller is Teresa in Michigan. Welcome to the show, Teresa. You're now live on Positive Talk Radio.
Hi, thank you. I guess I'm just looking for something possibly general in my life, and then maybe some loved ones that have passed, friends and family.
Okay.
All right. Dana, do you want to start?
Oh, yeah.
I love the way you do that. It's like, surprise, here you go.
Yeah, surprise. Yes. Okay. Matthew, I think I'm actually gonna, and like, will you start?
Are we gonna have to rock, paper, scissors this?
It's the time frame. It, like all of a sudden the pressure of the time was like, oh.
Okay, no worries. Let's see what we get. Teresa. So as I'm stepping into your energy field, I want to talk a little bit about some of the aura colors that I see around you as well. So the first color that I saw when I stepped into your field was a lot of yellow. And yellow to me is all about stagnancy or a pause moment. Somebody earlier in the show had that color around them as well. And the other color that I can see beside it is a lot of green. And green is about going within the self and journeying within yourself. And they're showing me that this is something that is coming on the horizon, like very present into near future of a needing to go within yourself. They're showing me, your guides are showing me like the idea of skeletons in the closet. Not that you're hiding anything, it's nothing like that, but it's addressing the things that are beneath the surface. And in my mind's eye, I can see the 9 of Swords tarot card. And the 9 of Swords is about having to deal with the things that are challenging, that we don't really necessarily want to look at. It's the idea of what we don't work through by day can haunt us by night. And they're showing me that there's some things that have been trying to surface within you for a while for you to process them and heal them. And a lot of it has to do with the way that you see yourself and the relationship that you have with yourself. And I feel like a big part of this healing will be about unlearning things that you were taught by other people about who you are and what you should be doing and what your focus should be and all of that. They're showing me that from November and for a few months, these things will surface. So it may come in the form of old memories or thoughts or even just raw emotions, but your guides are saying it's really important that you allow these things to come up and out, because once it's released, they're saying you're going to feel so much lighter and so much better on every level, including at a physical body health level, because I think a lot of these things have been stored in your physical body. But they're showing me that that this is a positive process, that it's been trying to come for a little while, but I also get when we're busy and we're tired already, we don't really want to deal with those things. They're showing me that the opportunity is coming back in the very near future, and it's going to be very, very positive. So that's what I get for you, Teresa.
Okay, that touches some things.
All right, good. And Dana, you're
the thing that I sense is there's a particularly something with a close male that has been under the surface that wants to be looked at. And when the time is right and when it feels best for you, doing so will actually help in that process of feeling lighter and releasing some of those old stories of how you perceived those experiences with this particular male will then help you see yourself differently, see yourself in a different way, and kind of open up a new perspective of the truth about you.
Okay. I understand.
Your path ahead Looks very good.
It does look good.
Very good.
So that sounds exciting.
Anybody trying to spirit?
I didn't pick up on anybody. I think your guides hijacked that, at least on my side.
And Teresa, we're running out of time, and unfortunately, we've got a finite amount of time. But I want to thank you for giving us a call, and I hope it helped.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Calling in.
Bye-bye. Matthew, it's really cool that when we talk to people and you touch people, you really do with what and the two of you, you work so well together. It's just a lot of fun. So will you come back next month? I'm going to get your commitment now.
Yes, I will. Of course I will. That's not even a question. Twist my rubber crystal balls. Wow, that's not what I wanted to say. Never allowed back to KKNW again after that, I'm sure.
Well, no, you are helpful, and you can really touch people, and that's part of the premise of the show, is to touch people in a positive way. And we've got one more caller to get to, and then we're going to get your information out again. Nathan?
Awesome.
Our last caller of the day is Marie, calling from Virginia. Welcome to the show, Marie. You're now live on Positive Talk Radio.
You're in Virginia?
Hello.
How are you?
Good, and you?
We're awesome, thank you. Matthew is right there just for you.
Hey, Marie, what can I do for you
Hello,
today?
Matthew. I was just actually calling because I wanted to get a little bit of spiritual guide from my spiritual guidance.
Sure, we can totally do that. So let me tune into your energy. Let's see what we get. So they're immediately showing me a lot of purple around you, and purple to me represents psychic ability, intuitive ability, the ability to connect yourself, which is really cool. And they're showing me that your intuition has been heightening over the last year, or especially over the last few months. And they're showing me that this is going to continue. This is going to continue to happen. And they're also talking about changes around relationships for you. So this to me, I don't think it's just like love life relationships or just family. They're showing me relationships in general are going to be shifting for you. And I feel like this will happen in December and January. And they're giving me a really good feeling about it. But part of this shift, I feel, is you bringing in some very solid boundaries with other people and being a little bit more protective of your own energy and the amount of energy that you're putting out into the world around you. They're showing me a very positive shift with that, where you're going to be able to kind of voice your needs a little bit more, including your need for your own space. So that looks very, very positive to me. And I feel like beyond that, Marie, I just see continued growth for you within your path. I think that you are coming into a period of your life where things are going to be very clear and straightforward. And I feel like the messier things have already happened, at least for this chapter. I feel like the messier things have already happened. And now it's just about almost like putting your foot down a little bit and deciding what you will and will not take on from the world around you.
Yeah, that definitely sounds right.
Good, because I never know what I'm talking about.
My intuitions have been very spiked up there, especially when it comes to like my relationship and things like that. I've been having like a lot of dreams that my spirit guides are trying to warn me with. And I just feel like it's more with my family, my relationships, and like you said, putting my foot down and being able to see what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going to be able to do all of that. Like, I'm not even worried about it. I think sometimes when it comes to putting your foot down and having healthy boundaries, the hardest part is really just getting started. And it's something that just takes practice. And usually when we start doing that, people freak out because, we're not used to us saying no, for example. But I feel like this is going to be something that you're absolutely going to be able to master. Like, I'm not even concerned about it at all. I feel like it's just beginning the process that's going to be the challenging part.
Dana, got about 30 seconds. Got
yep. The last thing I would add, those boundaries are super, super important, and also a grounding practice, because as you open up those spiritual gifts, we often get very much in the ethereal, and so having a practice that keeps you grounded in this life too feels important to add to what you are doing.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That brings me into a whole new mindset.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you, Marie.
So much, Marie.
Thank you.
Have a great day. And Matthew, I wanted to say, first of all, your information, please, on how people get a hold of you.
Mostly on Facebook. So facebook.com/Canadian Psychic. Also MatthewStapley.com for all of my events, classes, and other things.
And I know you do a lot of media, and I am really honored that you'll come back on a regular basis to do this show. It really makes me proud.
You know what? I love coming on this show. All of you guys are amazing, and the callers are always amazing, and I always have a really awesome time here. So thank you for inviting me back.
Always. Dana, your information, please.
Innerworldmovement.com.
And go there if you want an intuitive life coach. Especially she works with women to a great degree and does some really cool stuff. I'm really excited that you guys are here, and we've had a really good time, and we've had an impactful time with everybody. And you even got some tears out of some folks, and so I thought that was really cool,
including me.
Yeah,
not hard to do though.
Yes, and we've got about 20 seconds. Matthew, anything you'd like to add real quick?
I think going forward, at least over the next month, I think it's important that people really give themselves the time that they need to process whatever they are going through. And that's it.
Awesome. And by the way, take care of one another, because each other's all we got. We'll see you next time on Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great day, everybody.
All right, all clear.
Thank you, sir. And I know you
go live on traffic.
Okay. You guys were just phenomenal today. Thank you.
Thank you guys. And I'm really sorry about how that came out of my mouth. Oh my God. Because we jokingly say twist my rubber dick in this house. And I was trying to not say that. So of course I came up with something just as bad. Trying to not say that. So but yeah, I will come back next month if I'm still invited, for sure.
Of course.
You're good.
Awesome.
No, you really are. And as we go down the road, we'll get famous together.
All right.
Yes.
Man, it was really nice to see you guys.
I know, you too, Matthew. So much fun. Thank you.
Oh, thank you guys. And likewise. And Kevin, send me some dates and I'll pick one whenever you send it.
Yep. I'll pick another Friday. By the way, Dana, in November, we're moving on Monday's show from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Whoa.
So that's fun. So
Cool.
in any event, Dana, if you got a moment to talk, I'll call you in a second if you do.
Hey. Yep.
See you guys later.
Okay.
Bye, Matthew.
Matthew, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see ya.
Bye. Okay.
All right. Bye, everybody.